if this fight depended on it, because it does. And he has to slow down the pace of the fight, but Paquiao says no.
He comes right back.
Paquiao gives you the appearance he'll be right in front of Barrera, but the key thing is watch how he turns as he gets close. And then he comes up with a unique angle, and he's not always right in front of Barrera. If he does that, he is successful because he's turning on the inside. That's how quick he is.
You know, Barrera's known for his solid chin and his stamina, but Pacquiao's really putting the heat on him and wearing him down right here. And Barrera's defenses just aren't quick enough to block his punches.
Because there's more than one. It's a jab, left hand. Again, we see that. Now, Barrera trying to counter with a right hand lead. Get that in before Paquiao can get into his combination. Paquiao just missing with the back end of these combinations now. The jab and then the left hand. Barrera making him come up a little bit short. So there's a small adjustment there that's worked for Barrera. But that's a dangerous shot. They talk about the fact that speed is power.
And Pacquiao's winning this round too.
For Barrera, even if he were to give a round away, that's not as bad for him as walking into these big shots. If he can slow down the pace and try to regain the composure, he'd be all right with that and then try to get this fight down the stretch.
Well, once again, Pacquiao's never been in a 12-round fight. He's never gone the distance. He's never had to, of course.
And the way he fought in the beginning of the last round, it didn't look like he'd have to tonight. So a good round for Paquiao again as he tries to open it up. And look at this. The power, the speed. And he's got Barrera's number so far. But it's only through 4 rounds. They continue to wail away. Good round again for Paquiao.
Come on, give me that thing. Put that thing here. A small one here. Don't worry about it. All right. Isa lang bigla sa walong pa. Got it. Just relax. All right, Manny. Here. Slow out, Justin.
Boxeo, boxeo. Desespéralo ahorita con el boxeo. Desespéralo ahorita, desespéralo, desespéralo. Esa derecha te tienes que jalarte más a tu izquierda. Con la guardia arriba. Vámonos con inteligencia.
Paquiao landing with 36% of his power punches, and that's a big number, and that's something we'll keep an eye on. If that number in power punches ever gets up around 50, that's when fights usually end.
Yeah, for every shot Barrera's landing, Pacquiao's coming back with 3.
So round 5, and Paquiao
is getting stronger by the minute.
Waging a thrilling performance if you're a purist, and if you're a Marco Antonio Barrera fan, he's breaking your heart. But he is explosive energy. We saw that in his last fight against Emmanuel Lucero, just that powerful left hand coming in. And because of the quick feet, watch how he turns into his punches, and so he's not that predictable.
Exactly, with his quick feet, as you said. Even when Barrera's backing away, he's able to step in and land a good-looking punch.
A lot of guys will throw a jab and a power shot, and it has a certain rhythm to it so that you can time it after a while. But if the guy's always moving on a different angle, the second punch is coming out of a different place than it did the last time.
Well, Barrera's trying to outbox him right here, keep his distance, and we alluded to this earlier in this broadcast. Barrera has become a better boxer of late.
But here's Paquiao coming on him again. Barrera had moved smartly, but Paquiao continued to swarm him. He is not giving Barrera any rest. And so this fight, for sure, will be an absolute gut check for Barrera.
And Paquiao just keeps penetrating those gloves. Look at those 2 shots right there, 3, 4 shots.
The heads came together there. As Paquiao is throwing jab and a right hand there, Barrera digs the body, And the heads come together another time.
Barrera would love to work the body more often. He's noted for that, but he doesn't want to get a fist sandwich every time he tries to do it.
And here comes Paquiao again, and now Barrera had him trapped for a moment, but Paquiao is out of there. Paquiao moving up in weight, but dropped Barrera in round 3. And he did it emphatically. Barrera dodging the two-punch combination here by Paquiao. Crowd trying to urge him on now that they sense he's out of danger. But he's tying up Paquiao. And although Barrera looks physically stronger, Paquiao has been the more muscle-bound fighter.
Well,
Power shots have been his.
It's that leverage we're talking about, Dave. He has tremendous leverage.
So Paquiao putting points in the bank, and they exchange some sportsmanship.
Sin bajar la guardia. A ver, protector acá. Esto es lo que tienes que hacer nada más. Arriba tu guardia, arriba. Arriba tu guardia. Arriba tu guardia. No tienes nada, no tienes nada.
Listen to me. Manny, right here. Listen to me. I want you a little bit busy. Okay? All right? Right here. The jab, double in, left hand behind it, okay? Body in here. And don't reach for it. Get a little bit closer. Got you?
Pacquiao throwing twice as many punches as Barrera, and in that sequence even more. He's just a windmill with those shots, but they're not cheap ones.
And Barrera's corners telling Barrera that Pacquiao doesn't have anything. Well, Barrera's corner's not getting hit with those punches.
No, they're not, and they're trying to psych him up a little bit, but he's been around the block, and he knows when his opponent has nothing and when he has something. And there seems to be plenty left in that Pacquiao gas tank. What they should be telling him, I think, Art, is to focus more on some lateral movement so that Pacquiao would have to lunge at him and not come straight to him, make it harder for Pacquiao to get there.
Well, we're beginning to get into the middle of the fight right now, and Pacquiao only averages about 4 rounds of fight. So right about now, Barrera is going to be intently watching him to see if he slows down a little bit, and then he can seize the opportunity. That has to be his only hope right now.
Well, he could try the right-hand lead. He could try to beat Pacquiao to the punch. But it's Pacquiao swirling again on Barrera.
So much for the game plan.
You never see Barrera get hit with this many shots. And this has nothing to do with the guy getting old. This has nothing to do with the guy losing reflexes or anything. This is just an upstart opponent who has blitzing hand speed.
Yeah, he's very confident, and he's very talented,
Again,
and he's very
Pacquiao.
hungry. You know, it's reaching the point where you have to wonder if Barrera can last 12 rounds, but here he comes back.
Now Barrera trying to get in on Pacquiao. You see there's an infinite difference in hand speed between the fighters. Probably a bit of a surprise in Barrera's corner and to Barrera. And they have to hope that he stops.
Here's a game plan for Barrera. He needs to land a bomb in a hurry.
There's so much for taking this to round 12 and getting it that way, huh? Well, he needs to discourage Pacquiao because this guy's just walking in unabated.
And he's racking up the points.
And for Barrera, although he got that nice gift in round 1, Pacquiao took that back and now is building up at least a 3-point edge.
At least.
And Barrera needs to stop it by brawling with him in this case. But remember, the great ones always have something in reserve. So Barrera, you know he's got at least another run in him.